Hello. So, not in Pride news, but in horror, Predator: Killer of Killers came out today on Hulu and Disney Plus. I just watched it, literally just finished it. I took some notes, so let's chat about it. First off, the animation, beautiful, breathtaking. Some of the landscapes, some of the backgrounds, and the scenery are just gorgeous. The action, the fight choreography, sick. The some of the deaths and the kills and the ways that the tech and the weapons are used, especially getting to have weapons and fighting styles from three different timelines and three different cultures, amazing. I also think that, lately we have a big conversation between IPs and franchises or original storytelling, and, original storytelling sadly does not get out enough, and it should. I think both should, and I think that this is honestly a perfect, beautiful blend, the same way that Prey was, where I was so invested in all three of these stories. Ursa, Kenji, and Johnny were such great protagonists to follow that I was really invested in their stories. That if if the Predators were actually never involved, I honestly wouldn't have minded just following these characters. However, when the Predators do get involved, they really do bring an intensity and a weight to them. And I also like that their cloaking is not as heavily used in this. And I totally get that the cloaking is part of their lore and it's well established, and I do find cloaking to be cool. I just think sometimes in live action it can be used a little bit more to save money and on effects. So I thought it was really great. I mean, some of the fighting, like the shield scene, or I don't know, you gotta check it out. But also, you could really feel some of this. My fear of heights with Johnny and the plane scene was wild. I felt like I was falling. So now, big spoiler territory. Another thing that I think is really cool that Predator is doing so well with bringing that diversity to the forefront is we have three characters of three different times, three different languages, who are all together at the end. Not through time travel, they've all been frozen. So we have them not really being able to communicate with each other, but also trying to work together to get out of this situation that they're in. And I think that it's really cool that they are all a warrior or a soldier of some kind, and I believe that they all share a form of honor and battle. And I think that, honor and battle becomes a language that they all get to use to work together. And huge spoiler, Ursa makes the ultimate sacrifice in the end, but it doesn't result in death. Instead, we find out that every victor of a Predator match is frozen to unfreeze for these big matches or these hunts or these arena battles. So when Ursa is being stored, we see one guy who I didn't recognize from possibly one of the past movies, but we also see Amber Mid-Thunder's character from Prey, which is just so exciting. Prey was amazing. This was amazing. I'm so excited for Badlands and for whatever Dan Trachtenberg and is building here. And I also think it gives Predator movies a little bit of a darker, bittersweet ending. Anytime we have a victor who we think survived, it turns out they're actually coming back for them to kidnap and freeze them and put them into a lifelong servitude of battle. But yeah, I loved this, and I recommend everyone to go check it out. And last but not least, Johnny saying, the Latino representation. Johnny saying, "Dale, motherfucker," before killing, trying to kill one of the Predators in that scene was perfect. Thank you. Also want to touch on a quote that is from Ursa's storyline when her and her son are talking, and they say, "Why do we fight? Because our enemy still lives." And I just think that that is such an important message right now, for anyone who is not straight or cis or white or a native born citizen, or who, has, body differences or neurodivergence or, lower income, or just the many things that are under attack right now by the far right. I just think that our enemy is so big and still lives, and I think that a lot of us fight for our future generations and the future of our community, and I don't know, that quote really stuck with me, but that is finally actually it. Have a great day.